Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to our channel. How's everyone doing? I hope you are well. Thank you very much for joining me. So today's video is it's going to be slightly different from our usual topics and our usual videos that we do on this platform. Those of you who follow me on Instagram and those of you in the WhatsApp group already know that I've been mourning the loss of a very dear friend, someone I love very much. And it's been a very difficult couple of days for everyone. So I wanted to take a minute to talk about grief today because this year, 2025, I've lost 3 very close people to me. Sometimes when you lose your own family members, like I've lost my parents, my dad, my mom, and my sister. When you've had such very, very huge losses and people like your blood passing away, you think you know everything about grief, that you've seen it all, that things will not affect you again. But it's not true, because every grief, every incident of someone passing, whether they're a family member or a friend, is different. It hits differently, and there is no time that is not painful. I often hear people say that yeah, we grieve differently, but irrespective of how it happens, the pain hits, and it's just something that it humbles. For me personally, it humbles me more, and just I look at life differently after every incident where I lose someone that is close to me or someone that I know. So earlier on this year, my nephew passed away. His name is Patrick Audu. Passed away. Was a young man with a wife and children, and he was sick and he passed away. When I went for the memorial service and I saw his wife and children, and all this ministration in by the parish priest, and words were speaking, people were speaking, and it dawns on you that it's just so final. And that is the thing that makes it very, very painful when you lose someone. Death is something that is so final. Like, there is an end to it where you will never see that person again. You will never be able to speak to that person again. You will never be able to experience that person again. And it's just so final. When my parents passed away, I remember I was quite young when my dad passed away. And that was the first time, my first experience of grief. And I remember the day he was being buried. And I was one of the youngest because I'm the second to the last in our family. And I was quite young then. I was in my early 20s. And he was being lowered on the floor, because you know how they do funerals in Africa. Everybody has to be there and you watch. I didn't want to, but they made me, and you have to go and put sand or water, as the case may be, on the coffin after it's been lowered. That was the first time it really hit me that, so this is what it means for somebody to die. Wow. I was traumatized. I didn't have the words to explain how I felt, but I knew that, wow, I was a mess. So grief is something that is just so final. It's just so it gives you clarity about what life is really all about. And it also reminds us of the fragility of life, how life is so fleeting. It's here today, gone tomorrow. It really, really makes you to ask a lot of questions, to begin to question your choices, how you live your life, what you do with your time here, and all that. One of my favorite Bible verse is in Psalm 90:12. It says, "Teach us to number our days, that we might apply our hearts to wisdom." So every year when I celebrate my birthday, that scripture comes to mind all the time. And I often reflect on it and wonder, what does it mean to number your days? When the Bible says number your days, I know usually we'll count our days, we'll count our birthdays, but what does it really, really mean to number your days? What does it mean? If you know what it really means, please, I'd like to hear from you. Put your comment in the comment section because I'm trying to understand. I know we cannot fully understand these things, but yeah, learning about it, and I mean, there's nothing that prepares you for it. Nothing. Is something that, you know, when it happens, the person goes and you are left with the pieces of, you know, coping. I think the thing that makes it hurt the most about losing someone that you love is the fact that you will never see that person again. It's so final, like I said at the beginning. So I looked at it this morning, and what part of that Psalm 90:12 says, what it means to number our days is to recognize that life is short. You know, we say it all the time, life is short, life is short, life is short. And then the time that we have, what are we doing with it? What are we using our time here for? Are we using it wisely? Are we using it with wisdom? Are we mindful of the shortness of this life? Because even if you live up to 90, by the grace of God, it's still short. Do we invest our time, in moments that are meaningful, things that are meaningful, creating memories that will last? Do we? Are we living a life of purpose? Being able to identify for yourself why you are even created in the first place. Why did God create me? What am I here for? These are questions that people ask every day. I remember there was a time I was really, really soul searching and just asking these questions over and over. It can't be just, I wasn't created for just being here, you being educated, having a career or having a business, getting married, having children, building a life with your husband or wife. There's got to be more. You know, I asked those questions a while ago, and I think I have a bit more clarity about it now. And that's why on this platform, I often tell women, especially those who want to die in marriage, that we're not created for marriage. God created us in this world to serve a purpose that is higher than marriage. Marriage may be part of it. For some people, it may not be. We're talking about this apostle the other day in Nigeria. He's a very powerful apostle. Everybody knows him. When my cousin in Nigeria told me that he was not married, that was me. You know how we are in Nigeria. We are big on marriage. And for a man who may be in his 40s, I think he's in his 50s or thereabouts, not to be married is something that people will just frown at, man or woman, especially somebody in ministry. And then I realized that, you know what? It's not everybody that is going to marry. The man, he's been doing ministry. I mean, I love his messages. He's an apostle. He talks about salvation. You guys will know him. Some of you follow him here. What if marriage was not part of, his ministry? Apostle Paul was not married. Do we accept that for people? Anyway, that's just by the way. I'm just saying that to say that your purpose is not necessarily tied to marriage. Marriage may be a part of it, but sometimes it's not. So that's what I'm saying. So I think that scriptures, in my understanding, is not just letting our days to pass by, year in, year out to pass by, but to do something meaningful in any way that we can to make this world a better place. Whatever change. I mean, we have these grandiose ideas about how we want to make the world a better place. We want to change the world. But, changing or influencing one person at a time is how we really change the world. Because the world is too big for one person to influence or to change or to make better. But if we all are committed to making the nearest person to you better, influencing them, doing whatever you can in your capacity to help them to make their life better, then we are changing the world. Then I lost a friend. Her name is Kimmy. I met Kimmy at work. We got our ASY because if you qualify as a social worker, you work as newly qualified for a year before you now go just to get experience. That's what they call it here, ASY. That's where I met Kimmy in my first place of job, and we just bonded instantly, became friends. We'll spend all our lunches together. We'll talk about life. We'll talk about our careers. We'll talk about relationships. We'll talk about everything. She was a beautiful, beautiful soul. Beautiful girl. Beautiful woman. She was a wife, she was a sister, she had 2 daughters. And I still remember going to Dubai to celebrate her birthday. In 2023, she was going to celebrate her birthday. And she invited me to Dubai. And I went. We were on these boats. We had a good time. We had a good time. And that was the last time I saw her. I never saw her again. We did speak when we came back because, a lot of things happened and I did speak to her and everything, but I didn't see her again. See, hold the people in your life close. Grief is teaching me that we need to hold the people in our lives, the people that we love. You value someone, you cherish them. The relationship is important to you. You need to hold them very, very close to your heart. We women, we tend to, we are very, very, we pick little things that don't mean anything. We pick them, we quarrel, we get offended, we get, but in the grand scheme of things, all these things that we often fight about, that we often argue about, we feel a certain kind of way about, does not matter. When you love someone, forgive easily and hold them close to you. So Kimmy passed away. She was not even up to 50 yet. And that was very painful. It was so painful. Wow. Left behind 2 beautiful daughters. I still think about it. I'm like, wow. So I will never see Kimmy again. She's so soft-spoken. I used to admire the way she talks. Her voice is so soft. She's very feminine. She just have a very, very calm. There's a way she talks to you that you feel really, really calm. She's so soft-spoken. I remember we did a video together once upon a time when I started Obodooyinbo TV. We were having lunch as usual. We used to have lunch all the time together. And we'll talk about life. And then we did a video together. Yeah, I'll link the video here if I can find it. Yeah. Ojalaye. Onile. This world is not our home. Heaven is our home. We are only, the saying is like, this world is like a market. When a woman goes to a marketplace, you trade, you buy, you sell, you exchange money, you exchange value, you do whatever you need to do in a marketplace. But at the end of the market will close. You go home. This is how this world is. The thing about grief here, is something that you cannot describe. It's just something that it affects you and you have no words to describe the feeling. You feel very, very broken inside. You feel disappointed. You feel hurt. You are angry. You are sad. And you are just unable to sleep. And it makes you feel so vulnerable. And it kind of reminds you of your own humanity as well. Like you'll be thinking, one day, you will sleep and you will not wake up. So I find myself asking questions that, if this world is so fragile and everything, when they say vanity upon vanity, you didn't bring anything, you cannot take anything, why are we killing ourselves over the things of the world then? I mean, do you ever ask yourself that questions? Because it's just here today, gone tomorrow. Gone. And when they say gone, you are gone. Gone. You can't speak anymore. They'll literally be putting the person on the floor. Do you know, once someone dies, they don't even call them by their name. They don't call them human again. They just start talking about them like body. They start saying, where is the body? You don't say, where is this person that what's their name? They start calling them body. It becomes like that person is an inanimate object. You don't know whether you have children. You don't know whether you had a job. You don't know whether you have properties. You have money in the bank account. Whatever you own in this world belongs to someone else. You don't think about anything. And the most painful part of it that I experienced firsthand when my dad passed away was that they will be putting sand on the person. They'll be pouring sand like this. And you can't say, please stop. Don't pour sand on me anymore. You can't. Oh, wow. Oh, my show. Aye. There's nothing to it, nothing. And so when I see people that they are fighting, we'll do this, we'll do that, I'll be wondering, this breath that we bring, does it belong to you? Does it? I mean, how many people can say that, okay, I'm responsible for why I wake up today? That you set alarm. That you wake up to an alarm is by the grace of God. Yeah, it's because God allowed you and gave you the breath of life that you're able to wake up. It's not alarm that wakes you up. Take alarm and go to mortuary and see whether anybody will wake up. Set alarm for somebody that is gone. They're not going to wake up. It's just by the grace of God. And that is why we should be living a life of thanks. Just being thankful. And sometimes we take things for granted. The fact that we're able to wake up. The fact that we're able to walk. The fact that we're able to feed ourselves. Even the ordinary mundane things of life, we take them for granted because as humans, all we focus on is grabbing. Money, how do I pay my bills? I'm broke. How do I make more money? How do I buy this? How do I buy that? It's grabbing. And then we forget the most important thing, which is just being here. A lot of people don't even sit to think or contemplate about life. The humanity itself, what it means. It's like a flower, here today, gone tomorrow. Wow. And then the final person that I'm going to talk about is my friend Bink, passed away a few days ago. She was an obodo fan. Like the first outreach that we did, we went to Birmingham. Thank God, the person that we went to see in Birmingham is still here. She's still a member of the Obodo Farm group because when I posted it, she remembered her. We went to Birmingham to see Peace. And that was the first time we met. I can't even remember the year now. Maybe 2022. No, before COVID. What am I saying? This is way before COVID. It was before COVID when we started the outreach program. Can't remember the year. We met, a few of us had cars, we were driving. Some people didn't have cars, so we met somewhere to pick the people that didn't have cars. And you know how we used to do the outreach? We have the same color that we wear. And she was a big part of that. And when we went to Birmingham for the first time, I remember that Bink said that people should not bother to pay. She paid for our accommodation because we spend the night. We usually just spend time with the person that we are visiting. We hug them, we talk to them, we advise them, we share information and advice, signposting, whatever they need. Sometimes it's just that fellowship they need. And I remember, Peace will never forget. Yeah, so that was Bink for you. She was very generous. Very generous. She was kind-hearted. She was aspirational. Is someone that you see as a woman that you aspire to be like, because she was hardworking, she was diligent, she was a solicitor, she was a wife, she was a mother, she was strong, she was ambitious, she was good. And I remember we were in Cancun together this year, back in May. We went to Cancun together and we sat down and she was like, we're talking about, girls and how, we try to get along because people usually say that women don't get along. Girls don't get along. Whenever you see women together, they end up fighting. People even say that this girls trip, that some girls go on a girls trip, by the time they are coming back, they finish fighting, they are not talking. And I said, you know what? If we put our pettiness aside, and we just accept that we are humans, we offend one another, and we just forgive and embrace one another, I don't see any reason why girls or women cannot get along. The reason why women cannot get along a lot of times is because they are competing with one another. And then we had that conversation, and she said something to me. She was like, Sis B, you like everybody. And I laughed. I was like, well, it's God that is helping me. It's not easy to like people, especially people that are unlikable. But God helps me to see above people's errors, their mistakes, and things like that. I'm not perfect. And I don't like everybody. But when I'm committed to a cause, I try to just, Have patience. That's what we need as sisters. Patience and, being able to endure and overlook our inadequacies, that we're all human. At the end of the day, people will do things that will piss you off. Yeah. It's not going to be all the time that you like what people will do. And we women will take offense very easily. People will do things and you'll be angry and all that. But yeah. And she had just celebrated her birthday, and we arranged. Some of you that came from the US will remember her. We brought her one of these cupcake from the restaurant and sang for her. She was smiling. Bink was beautiful. She was Dudu Ocean, beautiful, beautiful woman. And we sang for her. We had a boat party, and some people we that don't know how to swim. I remember, I don't know how to swim, and it was only two of them out of all of us that went on that boat thing, that went snorkeling. And that was the last time I saw her. I'm glad that I had that opportunity to hang out with Bink for the number of times that, she was a very busy person. I'm a very busy person. So creating time to spend time together is not always easy. But we do check in on one another, and we've traveled a few times. She was with us when we went to Turkey, when we started the girls' trip back in 2023. And yeah, she didn't go to, last year, she didn't go to Jamaica, but she came this year. Yeah. So it's been really, really difficult. But you know what? The memories that we create makes my heart warm. It gives me comfort that I was able to share this space called life. I mean, some moments with amazing human being like Bink. And that's the comfort that I have. So my message to anyone that is experiencing grief today is that no days are going to be the same. And there is no definition to it. There's no, oh, this is how you should feel, this is how you shouldn't feel. Whatever way you feel, it's valid. We experience pain differently. But just know that, it's going to get better. And also, use that opportunity to reflect on your own life. To think about your own life, that one day is going to be my portion, is going to be your portion. What are they going to say about you? How do you live your life now? This is me so broken for days. You see, I've not been able to do any video. I don't have the motivation. I'm just sitting here in grief. And then you can imagine what her family are going through. Her very devoted husband, lovely man, her children, her wider family, and her friends, the people that know her, the people that love her. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that let us live our life in a way that when we go, people are not going to be manufacturing things about us. Let us affect life. Bink was involved in so many charities, not just obodooyinboconnect. Even in Nigeria, she had charities she was supporting, several charities that she was supporting, actively involved in. She was so involved. And I used to ask her, where do you have time for all these things? Michelle, life. What we do in this world on earth is very important. Very, very important. So even though these people that I've mentioned, Patrick, Kimmy, and Bink are gone, I carry them in my heart every day. The things they taught me, the memories that we shared, the love that we shared, the lives that they touched. And I hope this video reminds everybody of our own mortality as well. That we are only here today and gone tomorrow. And so, Eja Ashiriri, do good. Do good. Because Ile aye asán is in the things that we want to do, that we want to achieve, we want to grab, that we offend and hurt other people. But we are here today, gone tomorrow. We are like a dust. I mean, Oyibo people cremate people. Have you ever been to where they cremate, where they cremate people? Have you ever been there? I have. By the time they finish cremating a human being, no matter how big you are as a human being, What is remaining? You can literally pour it in your two hands like this. What is left? So what is the big deal about this life? What is it? Hebrews 9:27 says it is appointed for man to die once, just once. So what does it mean? It means that this life is singular. You see, as much as you love somebody, you love your children, you love your spouse, you didn't come with them, you will not go with them. This is also a message for people that want to die in abusive marriages. Ẹni tó bá kú ní tiẹ̀ gbé. So before you stay and either you kill someone or they kill you, just know that singular. Sorry, this life will come singularly. We will go singularly. Kò sẹ́ni tó bá anybody wá ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ láàrin wa. Ilé ayé la pàdé ara wa, and we will live singularly. So death is inevitable. It's going to come. Àdúrà tá à ń gbà ni pé k'Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí ọjọ́ jìnnà síra. That the Lord should give us long life and good health. But it's for everybody. That date is not something that we can avoid. You can't avoid it. We are all going to die. But the question is, what would they say about you when you die? May the Lord help us. I just want to thank everybody that has reached out to me, both on Instagram, on WhatsApp group. Thank you so much to everybody that sent a message. Thank you, Uncle Patrick. You called several times and I was unable to pick your call. I pray that as the year is going to an end, that the good Lord Jehovah will preserve our lives. We will not bury any, and the Lord will give us good health. And for the families of Bink, I'm sending you condolence. I pray that the Jehovah God Almighty will give you the heart to be able to bear the loss. And I pray that the soul of our sister, our friend, and a very strong Obodo farm supporter rest in peace. May the Lord comfort you. He will give you the fortitude to bear this huge loss. He will comfort your hearts. He will give you peace. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you guys so much. Let us do good. Let us be good. Because this life, as some, is vanity. All upon vanity. Thank you so much, my people. I'll speak to you in my next one. Have a great day ahead. I love you guys.